Hi everybody, I am Dr. Anil Sangli, consultant neuro and spine surgeon, and I have with me S. Sripath, who is a certified financial planning professional. In the last session, we talked about various types of finances, financial disabilities, how to go about it, etc. And Sripath had mentioned one very important thing, that we should start financial planning at a very young age. It is mandatory to keep an income and expenditure to know our finances. Can you explain us and tell us how we can go about this?
Financial planning is to assess your financial condition on a regular basis. It's not a one-time affair. One important aspect of financial planning is budgeting. See, you have an income and you expend certain amount of money out of that, and you have savings. What will you do for the future? Whatever you have recorded till date is relating to the past. Even for example, if you go to a store now in the evening and bring certain item, it means that you have already expended that amount.
Yes.
It's a past thing. You might just write it down in your diary, that's all. But what is the amount of saving you have every month or on a periodical basis, and what are you going to do with that?
Why does one actually need a budget?
I'll give an interesting example. See, you're going in a car and it's raining heavily outside. Your wiper is unfortunately not working. What will happen?
I may end up in an accident.
The same thing happens. It's not an accident with a vehicle, it's an accident with your finances. So it's a financial accident if you don't have a budget.
I will give you one scenario. In our patients, which we see in the hospitals very often, many of them are having an accident. It comes out of a blue, or they get a stroke, they get disabled. They may not be in a position to remember what has happened. They may not be in a position to put their signatures or even thumb impressions. They may have the money in their lockers, they may have the money in their bank accounts, and in so many places, or they may have a debit card, credit card. They may not know the PIN numbers because they may not be able to remember such things. In such instances, even though the person has got money, even though he's got his wife and children to help him out, his siblings to help him out, he may not be in a position to get the money out of his account or to get the exact finances in the right time. That's very important. How, in such instances, how do we go about in financial planning?
See, whether it's injury, whether it's sickness, whether it's accident, it comes like a bolt from the blue. Financial planning is one aspect where you can secure your finance. Practically, most of the people, they would not have divulged their details to any other person within the family. Even though they have everything, even though they have money in the bank, the persons who want to withdraw the money, they will be incapacitated because they would not have known the PIN number. Along with financial planning, you should have proper legal documentation, and that documentation should be maintained in 2 or 3 sets, and at least one trustable member of the family or friend or whoever it is, they should be knowing the details of this person. This is known as financial legal planning.
Okay, it's a very important, valid point. If a person, for example, a husband, a wife or children, they know the exact financial situation of the family, they know where the accounts are, they know the PIN numbers of each other's debit and credit cards, and if they know about it, and if something happens, the other person will take over and look after. Is that enough, or is there anything else we need to do about it?
I'll take a small example. A husband, wife and son, a nuclear family, each knows the details, financial details of the other.
Okay.
Will this be sufficient? Can, in the case what you just explained, can they just say that I will go to the bank and he's my husband, I know all the details, please give me the money? Will the manager give, or will the bank official give? No. So what is required is there should be a sanction under the legal procedure. And this will be by way of documentation. So what is this documentation? It's the power of attorney.
Oh, okay.
I think everyone have heard the term power of attorney, and there are different types of power of attorneys. For this situation, what we require is a financial power of attorney.
Financial power of attorney.
Yes.
Okay.
So in this, you know that there will be 2 persons, the principal and the agent. The person who authorizes is the principal, and the person to whom it is authorized is the agent. And the agent may be a family member, a friend, or a neighbor, or any person whom the principal trusts. And this person will be responsible to take care of all the financial issues of the person who has authorized.
Okay.
So taking the example of this small family, the father, if he has already taken legal precaution that he has prepared a document, that is the financial power of attorney, he would have already granted certain rights to either the wife or the son, and in the same manner the wife would have given to the husband and her son, and the son would have given the power of attorney to the father and the mother.
You mean to say all the family members, even though they do not, even though they are related by blood, even though they know the other's financial details, they may not be able to access the account unless they have this legal sanction.
Yes, and the bank will not provide it. This is because a financial power of attorney comes into effect only when a person is incapacitated.
Okay.
So until you are competent enough, you are cognizant enough, you can do your work, you can go to your bank, do all your financial dealings, transactions. But if you are incapacitated, the financial power of attorney will come into picture.
Okay, so that will be in the documentation in the
It
financial
has to be in that, and it has to be registered, and the stamp duty also has to be paid. And even if you do this, certain banks do not approve of the financial power of attorney that is prepared by an individual. They have their own format. So if you want to prepare a financial power of attorney, you have to seek the details from your bank whether they accept the normal power of attorney what we prepare in the normal course. And if the bank says yes, then you can get it registered. Otherwise, if the bank has a format, you have to go according to that.
In an instance where a person is injured, he will be in the hospital. He cannot go personally to the bank, put his signature and get the money. But he is conscious enough, he is able to understand everything. In such situations, what can be done?
See, when a person is unable to go to the bank and he is conscious enough to put his signature but cannot put signature because of the injury, he can put his thumb impression.
Okay.
And for this, there should be two independent witnesses, one who should be from the bank.
Mm-hmm.
And this person should be a responsible official of the bank. In that case, it is acceptable.
So, okay. In an instance where he has got injury to both hands, he can't put the thumb impression, then what?
In that case, the toe impression can be taken, and again the same rule applies, that is, two independent witnesses should be there, of which one should be from the bank and he should be a responsible official of the bank.
Toe impression?
Yes.
Okay.
Most of the people don't know this, but toe impression is also legally acceptable, and this is according to the RBI guidelines.
Oh, okay. I'll go to the extremes now. Suppose his hands are injured, his legs are injured, he can't put his thumb impression, he can't put his toe impression. Then what will you do?
See, if he is able to understand, if he is in that capacity, then he can put any mark. The condition is that it should have a physical contact, that is the mark.
Any mark?
Any mark. And for example, if he has got this portion is okay, then he can put his impression from this area onto the paper or to the check. And again, the same rule applies, that it should be in front of two independent witnesses. And again, one responsible official of the bank should be present at this time.
Okay, that's very interesting. I had not heard of these things.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. It was such a nice session. You informed us about financial planning, a small nuclear family, a family which should save its income, have a budget in the family itself with an income and an expenditure, and have what is called as a financial planning for your contingencies or emergencies, and power of attorney from one person to another person whom you are trustworthy with. And if there is an injury, and if there are injuries in the form of hands and legs being damaged in such a way that you can't sign, you can't put your thumb impression also. You said about the toe impression, that was very interesting. And if both the hands and legs are gone and you're not able to put your signature because of bandage or anything like that, or it is amputated or something like that, then you can put a mark.
Yeah.
And you said it is as per RBI guidelines.
Yeah, so it's not only the financial planning which is important. You have to foresee certain conditions wherein your family members or your friends or relatives with whom you're friendly with, when you're okay, they should not be put into illegal hassles, and you're protecting them from expending too much on legal expenses, and that is a form of saving also.
You have a problem like this, you will be ending up running around everywhere, and you can probably take a big amount as a loan, and you will be ending up spending a lot of money.
No, not
on
only that. If you see, if you don't have this legal documentation, you have to go to the court and get an authorization, which is much more cumbersome at that point of time.
Okay.
When a person is sick and disabled.
Apart from the trauma of all these persons being injured and being in the hospital, you will have an additional burden to go to the
See, as you
court.
told, because the hospital will take care of the patient when the finances are being paid. There should be no liabilities, or there should be no pending amount. And if you want to ensure that, you have to follow financial planning and legal planning. They have to go hand in hand.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It was a very nice session. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Doctor.